Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a great day so far, despite the market being down. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, or thank you for stopping back if it isn't. Workhorse and the market have been under pressure as of late, but the question is this going to be a short-lived correction, or is this the start of a major downtrend? In this video, I'm going to let you know if I think this is a great buying opportunity, or if it's time to run for the hills. Now, before I get to it, if you can give me an early like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you are new to the channel, I like to find short-term and long-term trading and investing opportunities in typically lower-priced stocks. I like to find undervalued, underappreciated stocks with high growth potential and talk about all other things finance-related as well. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, I am not a financial advisor, so please do all of your own research before investing in any of these stocks. Now, Workhorse was down 16.5% yesterday on slightly above average volume. Yes, volume was a little higher than normal, but not as much as I would think with the day being as bad as it was, which tells me it wasn't so much people flooding out of the stock, but more of an absence of buyers because the overall market sentiment was very bearish on the day. Now, when a stock you own goes down because the overall market is in correction mode, that usually isn't a reason to panic. The only question you need to ask yourself is, has anything fundamentally changed with that company that you own? In the case of Workhorse, I haven't seen anything that has fundamentally changed. I bought Workhorse because of two reasons. Number one, EVs are looking like they are the future, and Workhorse has a potential game changer for them in the works with this USPS contract looming. Yes, there is a big risk they might not get any of it, but I'm aware of that risk and I'm comfortable with it. But nothing that I've seen has changed, so if I thought Workhorse was a good buy at $30 a share, then why should I be worried when it's under 25 if nothing has changed? In fact, if nothing has changed, the question I should have is, am I comfortable with my position size, or should I be adding more now that it's cheaper? Now, the other part of my thesis is electric vehicles are the future, and as far as I can tell, that hasn't changed either. In fact, I'm an investor in Tesla as well, and they had their battery day this week and announced some amazing breakthroughs with their battery technology. I believe this is only going to accelerate the transition from ICE vehicles to electric vehicles, and that will indirectly benefit all EV companies. Now, some other countries are leading the way in the transition to electric vehicles, and contrary to popular belief, the United States isn't the entire world, but I think the US is coming around very quickly. I don't like to see my current investments go down in value, but I do get excited when the overall market declines because it usually drags down everything, so I get the opportunity to buy great stocks at a lower price. Now, there wasn't much news out this week on Workhorse, but in an article a couple days ago, there was a story that had the headline, "Workhorse is overvalued, but Catalyst may lift its stock further." In this article, George Crabtree, the director for the Joint Center of Energy Storage Research, stated in his congressional testimony that electric vehicles are poised to transform nearly every aspect of transportation, including fuel, carbon emissions, cost, repairs, and driving habits. The questions are not if, but how far electrification will go. Thus, the new decade will likely see a more significant shift to electric vehicles. Now, the article also quoted Louis Navellier, who said, if Workhorse lands that USPS contract, besides the huge revenue boost, couriers and other delivery service businesses are going to take notice, and this year's stock gains could be just the start. Now, that's something I don't see people talking enough about. Just a portion of this contract gives them instant credibility and the opportunity to land even more contracts. All right, so right here I have the regular daily chart of Workhorse Group pulled up, and we are pulling back just a little bit today, but it has bounced off the lows and is bouncing a little higher right now, at the moment anyway. This is still in the morning when I'm recording this, but when the market was gapping down, I actually put an order in the pre-market to buy some Workhorse at this 50-period simple moving average. I thought because it was gapping down, it might have enough oomph to push it all the way down to that level, but I guess that was too optimistic because it reversed and hasn't even come close to that blue line yet. I had an order in at $19.16. The reason why I put that order in there, this should be a decent area of support right here, and it coincides with that moving average, so that gives me two chances for a bounce at that level. And that answers my previous question, whether I think this is a viable pullback or if it started something bigger. I don't think it's going to be a prolonged downtrend in the market. If it is, I am getting my list around of stocks that I do want to buy if they go cheaper, with Tesla being one of them for sure. I definitely want to add to that. If that breaks down maybe another 10-15%, I do want to load back up, even though at this level it's still a pretty decent buying opportunity. But let me go to the hourly chart. I had talked about this channel here, about how it might be tradable if you were trading Workhorse in the short term. Let me draw this channel real quick. And I said once it broke that channel, if you were looking to play this short term to the downside, that's what I would wait for. And another thing you want to do when it breaks that channel, I don't like to short it immediately or buy puts immediately. I like to wait for it to bounce up to the white line, this 8-period exponential moving average, and then start to roll over again. That, to me, that confirms that it's going to move down. Now, I didn't buy any puts and I didn't short any of Workhorse. I own Workhorse in my regular account, and I don't do any short-term trading in that account just for tax purposes, but I do save my trading for my IRA because, like I said, I don't have to pay taxes on that. Unfortunately, I don't own Workhorse in my IRA, so I'm just in this one for the long term. But let me back out of this real quick. Let me get rid of this channel. Now, another way I like to play channels, this channel was pretty steep. You can see the incline was pretty steep, but I like to also go short or buy puts if it kisses the channel goodbye. Now, let me show you an example in Square. This channel wasn't as steep as Workhorse, just been kind of churning up. This isn't the best example, but this was the only one that I could see in my current holdings. But what I like to do, if the channel isn't so steep, I don't like to go short or buy puts right away when it breaks that channel. I like to wait for it to come up and kiss that lower trend line, kiss the channel goodbye, and then roll over. Now, Square isn't rolling over really that hard. Wouldn't be doing so good if I bought puts or shorted this stock, but I probably wouldn't short Square anyway just because it's been so strong. Definitely don't want to be going short the stronger stocks in the market, but this is just an example that I wanted to show you of when they bounce back up and they kiss the channel goodbye and start to roll over again. This wasn't the best one, but if you look for channels like that, you will see quite often once they break through that channel, they will give you another opportunity to get short. And I think it's a better opportunity. I think it's a safer opportunity to go short or buy puts once it starts bouncing off that lower trend line and rolling over again. But like I said, that ain't the best opportunity. But if you keep your eye open for those, I guarantee you, you will see a bunch of them. Let me go to the NASDAQ real quick. And as you can see, the market is in a down channel in the NASDAQ, but it's staying pretty tight. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. It's not. The way the chart is structured, it kind of stretches it a little too much. But this channel looks like it could be losing momentum to the downside, and we could get a break through it. And that is what I am hoping for. I hope to get a little bit more downside so I can buy some more stocks, but hasn't fallen down enough for me yet. I really wanted to be a buyer if the NASDAQ got around 10,000. But I don't know if it's going to hit that level or not. But there is one more thing I wanted to show you before I got out of this. And I have noticed that a lot of the SPAC type plays are pulling back hard. So if you missed out on any of those and you wanted to enter them, this is not a bad time. Ooh, they are reversing already. I checked them early in the morning, but man, I guess you missed out there. That one's bouncing perfectly off the 50-period simple moving average. But if you wanted to enter some of these, today was a great day because I noticed this morning a lot of them were getting crushed. Let me see if the rest of them are bouncing as well. Now, graph is bouncing as well. Diamond Peak has reversed. This is a turnaround candle. This is very bullish. Geez, let's see what else we got here. I bet they are all turning around. So they've all had very deep pullbacks in the last couple of days. But if you wanted to enter any of these, today was your day, especially if you wanted to get in this morning. LCA has pulled back quite a bit. See the one that I am in. IPOB has already reversed and is already green on the day, and it's bouncing back above that 8-period exponential moving average, so that is good news for my position. Hopefully it can stay back above it. It did not do what I expected it to do or what I hoped it would do. I was hoping it was kind of going to pull back into like a flag and wait for this moving average to catapult it higher, but there was so much pressure on the market the last couple of days, it just blasted right through it. If the market conditions aren't perfect, it can throw off your whole plan. But this one is still bullish as far as I'm concerned. It's above that 8-period exponential moving average. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still doing pretty good. All right, folks, those are my current thoughts on the market and Workhorse. The market seems to only be correcting in my opinion, so I think this is a buying opportunity, but if anything changes, I'll make sure to let you know in a future video. Now, let me know in the comments your thoughts on Workhorse or the market. Are you buying more? Are you sitting tight, or are you selling out? And in the description, I do have my referral link for my M1 Finance account. If you use that link, we will both get the startup bonus. Now remember to please like the video for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. And until next time, take care, everybody.